私ちょっと学校に忘れ物取りに行ってくる。
もうすぐご飯できるわよ。
Isn't she still in her wet clothes?
すぐ戻る
Or
から。
whatever. Anyway.
そう。雨も降っているし、気をつけていくのよ。
あの鉛筆は絶対に明日試験会場へ持っていかなければならないものの一つだった。だから私は迷うことなく学校に戻る道を選んだ。降りしきる雨の中、足元に気を配りながら全速力で走る。走っている間、ちらりと頭をよぎるのは起きた6時45分。七不思議で語られていた時間は夜の7時。
You could have waited after dinner?
校門前に着いて真っ先に時間を確認した。校舎についている大時計が指し示す時間は6時55分。放課後の吉江さんの怪談話が再び頭をよぎる。10月、雨が降る放課後、夜7時。あのおばあちゃん、もしかしてこうなるのが分かっていて。やだな、もう怪談なんてあんなの作り話だって。
You still thought that it might be real, though.
込み上げてくる恐怖を抑えつけるために声を出して自分を叱咤する。見上げた校舎に人影はない。こんな時間なら生徒はもう帰宅しているだろうし、先生だってどれくらい残っているのか。けれど廊下の電気はまだ全てついていた。あれだけ明るければそこまで怖い思いをしなくても教室まで行けるだろう。
It's confident. We're gonna do this.
パッと行ってパッと済ましちゃおう。
I don't know. I'd wait until after 7. Oh, wow, look at all the lights off, despite the fact all the lights were on in that building. I folded up the umbrella, left it on the rack by the entrance, then changed into my indoor shoes. Oh, you still have to wear shoes in this. Damn it. I thought maybe you could wear your socks anyway. Then entering, and as Japanese homes, they make it, yeah, okay. Entering the brightly lit hall, I took another look around.
やっぱり生徒は誰も残ってないみたい。
My deep sigh echoed through the deadly silent corridor. Ordinarily, the din of the other students would drown out noises like this, but every little sound was coming through crystal clear at this late hour.
急がなくちゃ。もうすぐ7時だ。
I quickly beelined towards classroom 3-4.
今朝の
How's everyone doing?
さっき亡くなったみたい。
Does she have any last words?
その天神小学校で放課後校舎の見回りをしていた女の先生が誤って階段から落ちて死んだんだって。その日は10月のちょうど今日みたいに雨が降る放課後で、時刻はそう夜の7時を過ぎたあたり。こういう日は吉江さんが出るんだって。天神小学校がなくなってしまったことに気づいていない吉江さんは如月学園の廊下を見回って歩いているんだよ。
Why don't you just find out that this school used to be Heavenly Host Elementary?
もう何考えてるのよ私。七不思議なんで司くんも言ってたじゃない。深く考えない方がいいって。
Because you heard the story and you heard it took place October 7th at 7 p.m. and you're at that date and time right now. Fucking lightning. That's a good lightning noise. Lightning flashed and thunder resounded with an impeccable timing. I jumped in spite of myself.
とにかくパッと教室に行ってペンケース取ってこなくちゃ。
Don't run too fast or you might slip down the stairs. No ghost would show up in a well-lit building like this, right? And even if they did, they wouldn't be very scary under these bright lights. Yeah, I've seen Insidious. It's still pretty effective. I never thought they could be.
明日の試験にどうしても必要なの。だってあれは司くんがくれたお守りなんだもの。
Would I risk my life for a pencil? Even if it was that important to me? Well, not just a pencil, but something someone gave you that was real important. That's a hard one. I picked up... Yeah, I probably would, actually. Fuck it. I picked up the pace and continued headed straight for classroom 3-4. Oh, God. The fuck was that? It's doing that thing again. It's doing that thing again where it sounds like the voice is right around my head. Oh no. I continued my brisk walk down the impossibly long hallway towards my goal, jumping every now and again whenever another thunderclap sounded. Kisaragi Academy was comprised of both a middle school and a high school, and this evening it really felt like it was flaunting its massive size. It didn't help that my classroom was in the high school wing, which happened to be past the middle school, making it seem that much further away. No security guards. I was focusing on a scant few sounds around me as I paced down the long, lonely corridor. Then all of a sudden... An organ? I heard a faint noise as if someone was playing an organ. I took a deep breath, trying to calm my nerves. It was probably the sounds of the rain, wind, and thunder mixing together. It just sounded like an organ, that's all. I was convinced. I kept walking. But then, I heard the same noise again. This time it was much more clearly. It was unmistakable. I was paralyzed with fear. There's someone here. My heart was pounding as if it was struggling to break free of someone's sinister grip. Still pretty creepy regardless. Thinking about it, I vaguely recalled someone mentioning an upcoming performance by the Wind Instrument Club. I guess an organ would qualify. Somebody must have been staying late to practice, that's all. I took another deep breath and tried again to calm my overly jittery nerves. I heard that if you let your imagination run too wild, fear can even make you see things that aren't there. And my imagination was most definitely running wild. I decided to dash towards the classroom so I could get the hell out of this hall as quickly as possible. Oh, fuck. That was a cool effect with the lights. I finally reached that familiar door. I swiftly opened and flickered on the lights. Hurry up. Thanks to all my unexpected pauses to freak out over thunder and lightning, it took me far longer than it should have to get here. It was already past 7. Uh-oh. It was the appointed time when the ghost of the teacher was supposed to appear. At least according to the school legend. I let out a sigh of relief and relaxed my shoulders a bit. The lights were on both inside the classroom and out in the hallway. Sure, it was still dead silent, but the fear I'd been feeling had completely melted away.
七不思議だなんて嘘だったんだな。
I grabbed the pen case I'd come back for and shoved it back in my pocket.
よし、これで任務完了だね。
Mission clear. With my long ordeal behind me, more or less, I looked around the classroom and let another sigh. I'd only ever known this classroom once. It was bustling with activity, and thus found its eerie silence and utter stillness to be oddly fascinating.
教室に私一人ってなんだか不思議な感じがするな。
I got the idea in my head to try something I normally wouldn't be able to do, like standing at the teacher's podium and writing on the
こ
blackboard.
んなシチュエーションめったにないし。
Only children think about that stuff. We've all done it. To me, the area behind the podium, which from teachers conduct their lessons, was like a sacred place. I dreamt only of standing there myself one day, and I could hardly resist its pull when presented with the rare opportunity like this.
今なら誰も見てないし。
To my classmates, this would seem such a silly, stupid dilemma, but that didn't change the way I felt at the moment.
どうしようかな。
Now we're given a choice? Hold on, can we... Yeah, we can save! I was afraid to press buttons because I thought maybe it would skip the chapter. Today. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me make a second save slot just in case. So just so I know. Let's stand at the teacher's podium.
よし、少しだけ先生の気分を味わっち
I
ゃう。
was afraid it would skip like a scene or whatever if I pressed a button. I could feel like a real teacher. During daily cleanup and such, I'd gone from the spot countless times. But this was the first time I had ever had opportunity just to stand here and preside over the classroom.
そうか。先生からはこんな風に見えるんだ。
What an amazing view.
なんかちょっとドキドキする。
Getting a teacher's point of view in most literal sense was starting to get me really fired up. It encourages you. It may seem silly now, but this was my stage. This was where all dreams would play out.
私も
I began to imagine the future that awaited me. Painstakingly detailed, some new piece of knowledge for students sitting attentively at their desks. Gliding chalk across the board, filling it with information to aid them in their studies.
いつか先生になれるといいな。
There's the organ again. I was getting so excited that I even began to think my behavior was a little strange. Maybe it was the juxtaposition of these joyous, freeing visions and prickling dread that I had been feeling up until there was a minute or two before. God, I've never seen that word before. Juxtaposition. But then, in the blink of an eye, one of these two conflicting emotions completely overpowered the other. Oh, fuck.
停電？
Suddenly, my surroundings were bathed in darkness. Going stiff with shock, I stumbled back a step. My back struck the blackboard with a dull thud.
いきなり何？
I instinctively grabbed hold of the rail where the eraser sat. I felt chalk dust along my fingertips. The organ's getting louder. My panicked heartbeat was making it difficult to breathe. Was this cause of the thunderstorm? If so, it would sure pick a fine time to turn the lights out on me.
しかもオルガンの音まだ響いてる。嘘なんで？停電になってるならオルガンだって鳴らないはずなのに。
What? Oh, God. Well, was this what the old woman was trying to warn me about? That's impossible. She was no fortune teller or psychic. How do you know? As far as I was aware, okay. How could she possibly have known this would happen? Hell, even if she were a fortune teller or a psychic, predicting the future is the stuff of science fiction. I shook my head.
落ち着くのよ私。 音楽室の方はまだ停電になってないとか、きっとそんな理由だよ。
I don't think that works that way. I curled my chalk-dusted fingers into a fist and silently tried to talk some sense into myself.
早く校舎を出よう。
I shouldn't have been playing teacher. I should have just been in and out by now. Cursing myself a little, I fumbled my way through the darkened classroom. I spent so much time here, you'd think I'd be able to find my way out with my eyes closed if it were, but sadly this wasn't the case. Smashing loudly into a desk, I knocked into its side and began tumbling after it, instinctively grabbing the other desks around me for support. Shit.
いけない。机の中身まき散らしちゃったよ。
Yeah, so this happened to her like in her childhood.
元に戻さなくちゃ。
Creepy music implies that creepy things are happening. Still fumbled around blindly, I gathered up all the scattered notes, textbooks, and writing utensils.
でも暗くて何がなんだか。もう何やってるのよ、急いでるのに。本当にドジなんだから。
I let out a sigh. I seem to be doing a lot lately.
これは教科書とノートでしょ。
The hell's wrong with her? I was trying to take inventory of all the things I knocked out of the desk. Then I realized why. I might as well be standing up and stuff it back all in.
さすがに全部を間違いなく元に戻すのは無理だな。明日ここの席の子に謝らなくちゃ。
That's fine. Not all that was a particularly pleasant prospect. Explaining what I had done wouldn't be easy, but no matter how I sugarcoated it, it would serve as a clear indication of my clumsiness. If I didn't say anything, it's not that I'd be found out, but that would be the same as lying. As far as I'm concerned, I couldn't do that.
これで最後かな。
I placed my hand against the floor and swept it around, feeling for anything I might have missed. And I found something, all right.
やだ、何これ。なんだかぬるぬるして。
What? Oh, I missed her going, ugh. I clearly brushed my fingers against something, but I had no idea what. It was no notebook or writing implement, though, that's for sure.
机の中からなんでブニュブニュしたものが。
Ew, gum. Maybe it'd been on the floor all along.
なんだろう、これ。
I rode my sticky fingertips a bit deeper into the wet spot and brought my hand up close to my face where I could get a better look at what it was. What on earth did I just touch? There was a flash of lightning almost immediately joined by a roaring thunderclap. And with it, for a split second, a pitch-black classroom was lit up bright as day. What was it? Oh. What? I shot to my feet, utterly mortified. In that split second, I got a very good look at my fingers, and it did really seem as if it were covered in blood. But it just wasn't my hand, no, my peripheral vision were to be trusted. It looked like the entire classroom was stained in a deep dark crimson.
そういえば、なんとなく生臭い気がする。
You could smell all the copper. Without thinking, I backed away from where I had been crouching. I tried rationalizing what I saw. How could a whole classroom become a bloodbath like this? Did something spill? Did someone stumble in here injured?
ありえない。そんな、何よこれ。
My whole body was quaking. I fled from the classroom. Or rather, I tried to flee. Oh my god.
開かない。やだ、やだ、やだ。鍵なんてかかってなかったのに。今だって鍵はかかってないよ。それなのに、どうして？
I'm just waiting for the bad end at this point. I pulled on the door handle again and again in a frenzy. I was pulling so hard it felt like my fingernails might tear loose. But he just won't budge. I was absent-mindedly grabbing at my hair with one hand and slammed my fist on a nearby desk with the other. This was a nightmare. Silence saturated the inky blackness of the room. I took several deep breaths in an effort to restrain my pounding heart.
とにかく一度落ち着かないと。そもそもドアが開かないのだって私がこんなにパニックになってるせいかもしれないし、さっきの変な塊だってきっと何かの勘違いだよ。だってありえないじゃない。教室にあんなわけのわからないものが落ちてるだなんて。
I was certain that what I saw was come morning, I'd end up being something totally random, like someone's old soda-stained gym clothes.
きっとそうだよ。そうだ。指についてる
Wow.
美術に使う絵の具かもしれないじゃない。
She's really trying to deny this shit. My imagination was running wild because I was panicking.
もしかしたらドアに何かが挟まってて開かないだけかもしれない。
I decided to check out that hypothesis by feeling all my way around the door and determining if there were any jolting out from any of the cracks.
目だ。真っ暗で何にも見えない。
I fumbled around the gaps in the door, but I just couldn't make anything out that way.
他の出口は。
No, this was the third floor. I couldn't get out of here without exiting into the hallway.
今すぐ外に出たいのに。
Still at a loss, I noticed a sudden flash of light through the hallway window. But the glass was translucent, so I couldn't be sure of its source.
誰か歩いてくる。
Oh. And then there were footsteps. Clearly footsteps.
そうだ。きっと用務員さんだ。
I recalled the existence of the custodian who always patrolled the school grounds. I'm sure he was probably taking a look around after the sudden power outage.
助かった。
All at once, my fear-addled legs regained their strength. This nightmare would soon be over. This is giving me like White Day flashbacks right now.
すみません。
Hopefully the custodian isn't, weird. I shouted to the custodian at the top of my lungs through the window.
すみません。閉じ込められてるんです。
Help! I had to be sure he heard me. I shouted again. Finally, I could see the light out the hallway again, and it seemed to be getting closer. However,
なんかこの光おかしい気がする。
what? Perturbed, I took a step away from the window.
懐中電灯だったらもっと明るいよね。 こ
What?
の光はなんだか。
It's not a flashlight? Oh. It looked like a faint, unearthly glow, classically attributed to spirits. Is that what I was thinking? I tried to stop myself from finishing that thought. However, dullness aside, it also looked like it was wriggling around in a very unnatural, unflashlight-like way.
それにこの足音。
Do they sound like footsteps? 4 clumps, and then a 3 or so second interval, then another 4 clumps. They were sounding like a fixed rhythm.
用務員さんじゃない。明らかに変な歩き方。
What the fuck? The fear was back in full force. I had to find somewhere to hide. What if I accidentally summoned something inhuman? I mean, whatever it was, I begged it for help. I literally invited it in.
どこか隠れるところ。そうだ。
This is bad. What? Hold on. Wow, yeah, this is getting real tense. I'm assuming I didn't get a bad end here. Oh god, I don't... kind of want to... Because, like, if it would search around, it would obviously search the supply lockers. Right? But they wouldn't think about the teacher's podium, maybe. I'll just go back, but I'm going to go with teacher's podium. Hurried to hit myself beneath the teacher's podium. I grabbed my knees, curled up, and made myself small as I could. Because, like, I'm not saying in plain sight might work in this, but, you know, most likely if you were to search a room, you would automatically search the lockers, and that would be it. The footsteps continued to draw nearer and nearer. That's weird. Little by little, the sound grew louder. Every hair in my body was standing on end. Shut up. I held my breath, clasped my hands together, and silently prayed. They were close now, very, very close. Why is this happening? I couldn't make any sense of it. I just wanted to be over. I prayed to God that it would end. Was this the old woman trying to warn me about? Was it all happening because I ignored her? Because I didn't take the paper doll from her? No, it's because you went back for a pencil. Was it because I heard the ghost story of Yoshi and allowed it to get me? Or did the strange events of that day have nothing to do with what was happening to me now? That's also a possibility. I was still holding my breath. I didn't dare let even the tiniest of sounds escape and give away my position. The fuck? The consistent rhythm of the footsteps suddenly ended halfway into one of its cycles. And it ended right in front of this very classroom. Oh, fuck. I had goosebumps up and down my arms and legs. I stopped praying and clasped my hands over my mouth. Good plan. I knew I'd scream if I didn't. Could this be Yoshi? Was the school legend real? All I could do was close my eyes, keep my mouth shut, and hope that whatever this was would just go away. But the footstep sounds didn't start again. If this was indeed Yoshi, then she'd stop right in front of the classroom and was just standing there. I had no concept of time anymore. I stayed in my hiding spot for what was probably only a few minutes, but felt like at least an hour. I decided to carefully peek out from under the podium. I gingerly edged my head just as far enough to get a glimpse of the room when suddenly... Whoa! Oh, that's fucked up. Oh my god. The footsteps rang out once more. It sounded like they were headed right for me. And they might have been inside the room, I couldn't tell. I scrambled back to my hiding spot and covered my mouth with my hands. Oh fuck, that's scary. This was too much for me. My breathing was coarse and erratic, and my face was a mess of tears and snot. I was inconsolable. The footsteps just wouldn't stop. What on earth were they doing? It almost seems like they were running around in circles just to scare me. Shut up! That's fucked up. I muttered these words over and over again and moved my hands to my tears in a vain attempt to block out this torturous sound. And as if in response, the sound changed. Man, that's some ghost shit. Shit's scary. It was a loud the dull thud, followed by silence. No more footsteps. I heard that sound hundreds of times before. It was the classroom door sliding open. I peeked out and the door was still tightly shut. How could it be? If the sound I heard wasn't the door, then what was it? What little safety I had felt here was pretty much gone, but to be fair, I wasn't absolutely certain the spirit had seen or heard me either. The prospect of stepping out into the open wasn't a desirable one, but I had to decide if it was better to stay where I was or make a break for it. Wow. These decisions are killing me. Alright, let's save over that. We don't need that anymore. Oh, man. Actually, no, I think I'm going to end the recording here, but I might get back to this later. It's been like 2 hours of story, and now we're getting to this shit. This whole chapter's taking place in a flashback of Miss Yu, so this is interesting, but hope you guys are enjoying so far, and I'll keep making these decisions in the next video. Have a good night.